Hey guys, Kev here, and the tall boy is back, baby. So I promised I would post a video going over the versions for this release of the tall boy, and here I am. So the original tall boy came in, I think, 5 varieties. We had 3 dealer exclusives and 2 that we sold directly through Divo knives. This time around, we have 3 dealer exclusives, so it's the same dealers, slightly different knives for 2 of them. Or no, for one of them, it's slightly different. For one of them, it's exactly the same, and for another one, it is a actually different version completely. So that'll be cool. And then we have 3 versions that we're selling directly on our website. So we have 6 total versions. Should be fun. Let's talk about what is different, and then we can show you the versions and go through them, and I'll get you guys out of here. The important thing to know, if you're here to find out when it is March 20th. So the 20th of this month at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That is a Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the 20th. These are dropping at DivoKnives.com, TraditionalPocketKnives.com, WhiteMountainKnives.com, and BladeBinge.com. All right? Or maybe it's Blade Binge Shop. You get it. I'm going to put links to everything down below. Don't you worry about that now. Funny story, I was actually down to this one tall boy because I had 2 or 3, I think, after the drop last time. And then, you know, what usually happens is slowly but surely people ask me about it, and then, you know, I sell them because, you know, I also like money, in case you're wondering. I'm a human being, and I like money. So I'll sell knives that I have sitting around. And usually just end up with 1 or 2 of something. Depends on, you know, the knife and my tastes and whatnot. But I kept this one from Blade Binge for a couple of reasons. 1, because I really like it. It's beautiful. 2, because I definitely wanted to have a tall boy. And 3, because this version will not be coming back. When we did the reorder, TPK said, we don't like to reorder stuff. So it's pretty, you know, you hear that a lot depending on the version, but they do a lot of their dark mode stuff. So they want to do something different. So this version's not coming back. So I was like, you know, maybe I'll hang on to this one, you know. And then I loaned it out to a friend, Fred. Met up with him for lunch last week or so, and let him take this home to check out. And he mailed it back, and it showed up literally right before this video. I was just opening the mail that came in today, and I have like 10 or 12 packages next to me here that I haven't opened. And just for whatever reason, I was like, I should open this because I don't really know who it's from or anything. Couldn't tell. And it turned out to be the tall boy. And I was just thinking, like, damn, I wish I had one here so I could show the differences. They're minor, but I wish I could show the differences. And then decided to open that package and got lucky. It was in there. So thanks, Fred. Appreciate you for sending that back. All right. Let us rip through this. Let's see how we want to do it. Maybe we talk about the dealers first, and then we'll get into the direct knives. And we'll go in order of alphabetical, I guess, to make it easy. So Blade Binge first, TPK second, White Mountain Knives third. We'll do it in that order to be fair. Why? Don't ask me. If this is your first time seeing a tall boy, thank you for coming to check out this knife. I really appreciate that. We appreciate it. And hope you like it. It's one of our favorite designs that we've done. It seems very well received by folks. The first batch sold out pretty quick, which was really cool. And we immediately worked on ordering more so we could get another drop out to you guys. So that is coming on the 20th. But it is a Warney / sheep's footy style blade. Pretty straight edge on there. I think there is a little bit of a belly. Yeah, there's a little bit of a belly there. 3.5 inches, 3.6 inches on the blade length, 8 inches overall. You're looking at a deployment hole, but also thumb studs. And 2 different materials for the handle scales. You have either camo carbon, which is made here in the U.S. by Camo Carbon. Great folks over there. We really love working with them. Shout out to Andy. And also titanium versions. You have all titanium hardware, all T8 screws on the thumb studs, the pivot, the body screws, clip screws, milled clip screw, all of that is T8. Titanium backspacer about 3/4 of the way up. Pretty thin on this knife, 0.47-ish, something like that overall. Very nice, slim in the hand. You do have a forward finger choil right here, so you can choke up. We have some jimping up the blade here and a little bit of Voxnez jimping up here, so you can get your index finger up there, or in a pinch grip, or however you want to hold it. You have that extra spot. We always attribute that to Jesper Voxnez because he's the first one we saw do it, so we give him credit. This does feature our exposed liner lock design, which basically is a tab lock that is it a tab lock? Let me confirm that real quick. We have too many knives. I gotta just double check real quick before I speak out of turn. No, that looks like a full liner to me. On the lock side there, yeah, we have a full liner, so that's why we're calling it the exposed liner lock. There's no liner on the show side, but you have a liner lock, and then this portion right here is thicker, and it's exposed, hence exposed liner lock. So you get the nice features of a liner lock where you don't have to worry about lock bar pressure. I mean, unless you're right on it, but for the most part, you don't have to worry about lock bar pressure or anything like that. So you don't bind it up or anything, but you get that cool frame lock kind of look up here. Pretty snazzy look. You get a nice thick lock geometry there where the contact point is, which is nice as well. So that is very cool. We have a S90V blade steel. Kubi is rocking S90V at 61 to 62 HRC. And the ones we got tested on the first batch, they came back at 62. We've had some, like the Fireball, I think the one we came back was like 61.7, but they've all been in that 61 to 62 range, which is nice. Hollow ground, so you do have a hollow ground S90V blade, so you get a nice thin geometry. Very nice cutter. I've used a TallBoy to cut up carpet, cardboard, paper, plastic, zip ties, all types of stuff. It's held up to all of it really, really well. And yeah, we're really excited about the TallBoy. It comes with a milled pocket clip, but it fits into wire clip slots. And we did make an update in regards to that. So stay tuned. When I open this up, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much the knife. And let's get into the new versions. So dropping on the 20th, the TallBoy. So first up, one of the changes is we are now able to do these printed boxes. So Kubi's able to fully print the boxes for us now. And what we did on the TallBoy was we had this great idea to do color matching designs on the boxes. So depending on the version, you have a color that matches on the outside of the box. Now, someone did bring to my attention that it does look like they're all black coated blades. They're not. That's just the way we, did the rendering for the box. It's the handle color that really is kind of what we're giving away here. So obviously purple. You have 80s, which is all different neon colors. You have blue. You You obviously have the dark mode, the teal, and then we have one that is a black type handle there. So that's really cool. We were able to put Colin to work and put a design together for the box, which, you know, is something he really shines at. And I think it looks a lot better than last time around. You got this. So this is what we were getting from Kubi before. Foam cutout, just a black cloth, and you got the knife, obviously, in this just black embossed style box with a label on the side. You know, we're not charging a fortune, so there's nothing wrong with this packaging. We also always include swag. We have Divo stickers, we have a TallBoy sticker, and we always include one of our Divo cloths. But nonetheless, we wanted to get better. So this is what we came up with. Hopefully you guys dig it. Here's that cloth I was talking about. This one's a little beat up because I use it a lot, but you get one of these 12 by 12 microfibers with every knife from us, and you'll get a Divo sticker and a TallBoy sticker. I don't think he put them in here, so you know, it is what it is. But check it out. They're also now printing Divo on this cloth. So you actually get two cloths, which is pretty cool. So you could keep this one in the box in case you ever sell it or trade it or whatever. And then you could use the other one, you know what I'm saying? So you get that. And then something new for the second drop is we are now including the wire clip. So if you get a knife from us that comes with a milled pocket clip on the wire clip slots, not every knife we do has the wire clip slots. Some of them are just a milled clip, like on the, nope, wrong one. On the Chaser, this one is different. It has a milled clip. It's designed differently. It doesn't go into the wire slots. So you're not going to get a wire clip. But on ones like this, you will get a wire clip as a backup, or if you just prefer it. And it comes with screws for that clip, because there were some people who tried to put a wire clip on the TallBoy last time around, and obviously you can't use this longer milled clip screw, so you can use this screw, but then you still need a screw over here. So we had to send a bunch of those out. So we decided we're just going to include that set with the knife. So you'll start seeing these from us with these milled clip designs. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. It'll match the blade most likely. If it's like a colored clip that's milled, we're obviously not going to be able to do a colored steel wire clip, but we'll make it match the blade or whatever. You also get an extra set of thumb studs with certain knives. I'm not sure if they all have it. We'll figure that out as we go. Colin did mention that they kind of missed the mark on this, at least on one of the versions. So we'll see as we open these up. So whatever's in these boxes for me is what's going to be in these boxes for you, plus the stickers. But in this case, you're just getting an extra set of black studs. Oh, so they actually did get this one right. So I think it was just one of the purple ones they screwed up and they put purple studs in when they should have been, you know, satin. But anyway, you'll see this is the dark mode version. And like I said, they did not want to do the same version again. So they went ahead and did a titanium version, which looks sick. So this is dark mode. Basically, that means you have a black PVD handle. You have a black wash S90V blade. And then you have teal accents. So that nice long back spacer is all teal. The pivot collars are teal and the thumb studs are teal. Now the clip remains black. That is what they chose to do because they didn't want to go crazy with the teal. They just didn't want to have too much pop of color. So they went with a black clip, which I think looks really good. We did make some CQI improvements to the knife as well. So not only do we upgrade the box, not only are we including the wire clip now, not only do we have the cool Divo logo on this cloth, but we've also made some improvements to the knife. So the first one is going to be the plunge grind. We've had people mention that the plunge grind was not too great on this model. We always listen to that. We've been trying to get better at it to start with, but the TallBoy was one we released where you can see the plunge grind comes down right about where edge termination is. So it's not the best. If you're going to sharpen this, you might, put a smile on it or whatever. And so we tried to fix that on this run, and you can see here that plunge grind comes back to about here. So now you have plenty of sharpening life there to get your stones out and get the job done. And you still have room to get your finger up in that choil. Don't know if it shrunk the choil at all. Let's see. Line up the edge. No? No. The choil looks to be the same size. So you still have that, which is really nice. So that was one big improvement. Now, I think the biggest improvement, I guess it's debatable if you're a sharpener. Maybe that plunge grind is the biggest one for you. But for me, it's the clip. So on this pocket clip, it is a little bit grabby. And so when you get it in pocket and then pull it out of pocket, it can really grab at you and kind of tear up a little bit. It's not the worst clip in the world, but it's just not that great. You can see it's kind of a pointy contact point there. So we updated that. Now you have a nice amount of sort of gradualness, a little bit more material contacting, and then you have that nice long ramp there as well. So you can see the difference, I mean, basically immediately there. We did test this clip, so we got some samples beforehand. Actually, the last Zircuti kits that we dropped like a couple months ago, they had the updated clip already. So we were able to test that out, and it is phenomenal. So it's really a game changer for me on this knife. If I don't have a great clip on a knife, I tend not to carry it as much. I'm sure many of you are the same way. Obviously, you always have that wire clip option. And I'm sure people put wire clips or lynch clips or whatever on it. But now you're just going to have a great clip out of the box, and I'm really proud of that. So that worked out. And then the final update is the backspacer. We just tweaked it a little bit. Hard to even tell, but we just gave the blade a little bit more breathing room, basically, when closed. So probably not even noticeable on that, but those are just some CQI updates, some a little bit more important than others. Now, Blade Binge did this version also adding the milling lines. So you will notice as we go here that we have tweaked the models with the milling lines a little bit. We removed it on most of the ones that have carbon, and obviously it's on the ones with titanium. So this one has the milling, and it looks absolutely sick. So that is the first version of the TallBoy. And I will try to speed up now, okay? Sorry, guys. I was trying to get to all the changes and all that stuff. So, version number 1. Then we have the TPK version. Last time around, I'll move the old one out of the way and just leave the newer ones out. So, last time around, TPK did 80s camo with belt satin. And they have decided to do the same version, except we removed the milling lines. We weren't sure about the milling lines the first time around, so we went with it, and it looks great, but thought it would be cool to switch it up a little bit. So here's the satin wire clip you're going to get with the extra screws. You obviously have the Divo cloth here. Now this one does not have the extra thumb studs because it's not supposed to. It didn't have colored thumb studs. So the reason we included extra studs is because some of the models, we thought, like this one, maybe you would want black studs instead of the teal. Some people might want to match the blade and the stud so it's more, you know what I mean? So it matches. But this one is just satin, so there's no reason to include those. So you can see here the difference. There's no milling on here. I think it looks absolutely sick. I kind of was wishing that, the original TPK version didn't have it. And yeah, I think that would have been sick. But now it's cool because he does have two different versions technically. But they're also very similar. So that's cool. You have that nice belt satin blade there. Very, very nice. All satin accents on this puppy. Again, S90V steel. Stupid lightweight after handling this, which is not heavy or anything, but just so lightweight for a 3.5, 3.6 inch blade. Very nice. So this is going to be available at traditionalpocketknives.com. Look at that purple or that pink. Absolutely pops. And then you have that milling up here. Just gives it a little bit of something there. I think we had 5 of these in QC that we found had some issues with the carbon fiber. Colin did the QC. And he found, I think, 5 where there's just like kind of like chunks or divots in the 80s. So those got pooled, and we sent those to TPK marked separately. And I believe he was going to do like a seconds drop with those. Not positive. That's totally up to him. But just so you guys are aware, that might be something that's happening. And for quantities, there are 100 each of the dealer versions. And then when we get to the Divo direct ones, there's I believe 100 of one version and then like 50-50 or there's something like that. But total, I believe there's 500 TallBoys dropping. Same as last time. This one is absolutely gorgeous. The next one here is White Mountain Knives. Now, White Mountain Knives chose to keep theirs exactly the same. So there's no difference on this version. You're going to have, it's so random. Oh, no, this one had blue studs, man. I'm just dumb is what's happening. So this one comes with stonewash studs. And you have what looks to be a satin clip. Maybe that's stonewash. It's hard to tell, but, you know. It goes with this frame. So you have a all stonewashed titanium handle and blade. Obviously the blade's S90V. And then you have blue anodized titanium accents on this version. And this is, like I said, the same version they did before. Milling lines and everything. So they went ahead and stuck with the same, which is cool. So if you missed out on that, you have your chance to pick this one up. I would say this one's kind of the basic bitch version, which is there's nothing wrong with at all. Check it out. Great action on these. Fars out of there. Real nice. Whew. So that's the White Mountain Knives version. All right. Put these across the top, and I will get into the Divo direct versions. Okay. I'll start with the Black Pearl. So this one is the TallBoy in Black Pearl Camo Carbon, and we did this version last time, but we are switching it up a little bit. Last time around, we did black accents on the backspacer, the thumb studs, and the collars, I believe, were black. This time we went all satin at someone's request. I believe it was one of you guys said you guys should do this all satin, and so we did. This one has a satin wire clip, no extra studs, because again, this one has all satin already. So you have a belt satin blade and then all satin accents on this one. And they do all come with this little tab under the clip, so you just have to remove that. And it's mostly there for titanium versions. So if you're left-handed, you don't get the knife already marked up on the right side. You can just swap the clip, and then you can mark up the left side and keep this side clean for yourself. Or if you're like me, you switch back and forth and you end up with marks everywhere. But very lightweight. This one we decided to keep the milling on because we just thought with the black pearl that it looked nice with the milling. It's not too busy. You know, we thought the colored camo carbons looked a little busy with the milling, so that's why we removed it on those. And I think we were right, but I know it's going to be a personal preference for people. But this one's gorgeous. Love the satin everywhere. Yeah, last time there was black accents and stuff, and I do like this a little bit better. Beautiful belt satin. So that is the first direct version. And again, I think we have 50 or 75 of those. Just not positive on that. This one we did last time as well, except on this one, this is purple. Purple with belt satin. On the last time we had the milling. This time we got rid of the milling. That's the only change to this version. And this is the one where Kubi screwed up. They put an extra set of purple studs in there. So you just get 2 sets of purple studs. You don't get the satin studs that we included last time. So hopefully if you like this version, you're good with purple. You probably are. Satin wire clip, but I just want to let you know we're not going to be able to include a satin set with these knives because we don't have 100 extra or however many. I think we have 100 of these. So here it is, that beautiful purple flow camo carbon that we actually sort of created. So Divo Knives created the purple flow color with camo carbon. They obviously, you know, they have it available to anybody who wants it, but they had a purple, black, and it actually had like stainless steel in it, which gave it like a whitish color in there. And I hated that whitish gray color in the carbon, so I asked them to remove that layer, and they did. And so we got just purple and black, which I think looks way better. You can still get that version. I think it's called Purple Rain, but that's where purple camo or purple flow came from. And so you have satin accents or satin hardware, and then you have purple accents. And purple anodized tie is something that Kubi does really well. I like their purple. Beautiful knife. And I think it looks great without the milling. So that is the purple and belt satin. And last but not least, you guys requested this. So whoever you are in the comments, there's a couple of you last time that asked. Here you go. We have a purple and black version. So this one does not have extra studs because it has black studs with black blade already. You do get the black wire clip, and there she blows, baby. This one's sick. So you have a black washed S90V blade. It is PVD. you will start seeing DLC from us on, I think, the next knife coming out, whenever that's done. That one will have a DLC version. So we found out that Kubi started doing DLC at some point, and that's when we started ordering it pretty much immediately. But they didn't have it yet at this point. Plus, it costs more, so it's going to add costs for you guys and us. But anyway, this is PVD. I just want to make that clear. But look at that, dude. That's sick. I got to say, I really love purple and black. I think it's a great look. I do love purple and belt satin. I have a little matchy match going on here with my mini growler. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I obviously love purple and satin as well. But doesn't it? It almost makes the carbon look darker. It does. It gives the carbon even a darker look. It's interesting. Now, keep in mind, these are all, these are fresh off the boat. They don't have wax or anything on them. What you can do, if you're a little nutty like me, you take a little bit of this stuff called Wicked Wax. You can use mineral oil. You can use whatever you want. But you put that on your finger and you rub that into your carbon, and it just kind of gives it a little bit of life. It like makes it almost look wet. It's really, really cool. At least I think so. And if you put on a little bit and then carry it, it'll dry out. You put a little more on, and after a few applications, it looks really, really good. Look at that. It gives it a little bit of a wet look. Now watch, I'll flip it over. See, it's not as, still looks great. But yeah, look at that, dude. So you can always do that, and that'll work on that'll basically work on any material. But camo carbons, fat carbons, weave carbons, you can even do it on micarta. But yeah. So there you go, guys. These 3 will be available on our website. Again, I think there's 100 of these in 50/50, or maybe it's 75 of each. I don't know. That can't be. I know we have 200 on our website, and then there's 100 each on these 3 websites. Again, Blade Binge, White Mountain Knives, and Traditional Pocket Knives, and then DivoKnives.com. Oh, one more thing. We do have kits available as usual. We always try to give you guys some options for tweaking your model. We also should have some pocket clips by themselves available for people who have the original version. So people who bought one on the first run and maybe they don't like the clip and they want to buy a new clip for it. We should, at the same time, or maybe we'll add them a little bit later, we'll add the clips by themselves so you can pick those up. Or you could hit us up and let us know. We don't have a million of them. I think I ordered like 10 each of each finish or each color. So, we have 10 purple, 10 blue, 10 satin, 10 black, etc. Didn't order a million of them. We didn't get a bunch of complaints about the clips, but I know some people didn't like it. So if you're one of those people, there you go. But we have purple kits. So you have the clip, you have the back spacer, you have the thumb studs, and you have the pivot collars. We have satin. We have black. So you could go blacked out with your belt satin purple. You could put the black on the black pearl if you really like the version we did last time and you're like, why did you change it? Well, you just got to grab the extra kit. We usually sell these for like 35 bucks. This one has a little bit more in it. So it might be like 35 instead of 30, but we try to make them as reasonable as possible. We have blue. So if you like the blue on here and you want to put it on the black or put it on this one or whatever you want to do, you could even put blue on there. Or maybe you have one from the last run, you want to put that on. And then, of course, we have Zircuti. So, beautiful, really well done Zircuti. I've been really impressed with Kubi's Zircuti. Yeah, overall, man, they do a great job with this stuff. So we have a Zircuti clip. You have a Zircuti backspacer. Doesn't that seem like such a waste to have such a big cut of this stuff and it's like all you're going to see is a couple of stripes? But it is what it is. You have Zircuti thumb studs. Very nice. And then you have the pivot collars. Now, the pivot collars, sometimes the color is a little different than like the clip. And that's because the collars are cut from a rod. So they have a rod of Zircuti, and then they cut off the collars, right? So it's a circular rod, where this is a sheet that they cut out. So you just get a much nicer looking cut on the clip than you do on the collars. But altogether, it's still going to look really good. So you could picture that on whichever version you want. I think it would look great on here, on there, even on the black. I got to look up how many we ordered. I think we tried to order more this time because you guys always buy them up and then people get upset with us because we don't have enough. But, you know, they're not cheap and we don't want to order too many and then be sitting on them. And we did, we dropped, I think, 25 the first drop. And then we ordered another 25 and we dropped those. So that's 50 Zircuti sets that are already out there. So I'm guessing we probably ordered like 30, something like that. But, yeah, if you want the Zircuti, you want to get to the drop right away, get to our website and pick up the set, because they usually do go really fast. At least the Zircuti ones do. So just giving you a heads up there. I wish we could know in advance, you know, how many people are going to order something and then just order that number so nobody misses out. But, you know, we've decided to avoid any type of pre-order system because you guys really supported us when we started on pre-orders. And we appreciated the heck out of that. And we really have made it our goal to not make you guys wait again. You guys were so awesome early on, and we just don't want to ask for you guys to do that again. So that's why we try not to do any type of pre-orders or Kickstarters. We try to just order shit and drop it for you. So if something sells out, we usually order more as quick as we can. So this is the second batch of TallBoys. We dropped the first batch in September, end of September, I think. So the turnaround wasn't too bad. I mean, October, November, December, January, February, March. So it took us 6 months to, you know, revamp, get feedback, reorder, get everything done, get them in, QC'd, plan everything, and do a drop. 6 months. I think that's pretty good. You know, so yeah, if you missed out the first time, you had to wait 6 months. But hey, the benefit is you didn't have to spend your money up front. You waited 6 months, but you got the CQI updates. So that 6 months got you a better plunge grind and a better clip and backspacer and cooler box. You know, you could look at it that way. If you already have one, obviously, you could just buy another one. We don't mind. But, yeah. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. This is the TallBoy, guys. It's dropping again on the 20th of March at 1 p.m. Eastern. DivoKnives.com, Blade Binge, White Mountain Knives, TPK. Links are all in the description. All the info's in there. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. You can email us, info@divoknives.com. You know how to get a hold of me on Instagram at LeftyEDC or Divo_knives. You can reach out to us any which way you like. We respond as quickly as we possibly can to everybody and make sure we get you guys the answer to your questions. We appreciate you all. Your support has meant the absolute world to us, and we try not to forget that ever. I should mention the price. So the price is a little different than the last drop. So the last drop, these were $199, and this time they're going to be $219. So as of 2025, we changed the price from $199 to $219 on the more premium ones that we get made by Kubi, and that is the reasoning on that is to help the dealers just get a little bit more out of the deal. We're not actually making any more money on these. Well, I guess we are on the ones we sell directly, but the ones we sold to the dealers, we actually sold it for the same price as last time. But we're asking them to sell it at $219 because, you know, with the discount codes and all that stuff, you know, they just weren't making a ton, and we want to make sure everybody's happy. But you can still use 10% codes. So you can use the code LEFTY10 at any of these websites, and you'll get 10% off on the knife. So it'll still be under $200. It'll be $197 after the discount. And I believe most of these guys do a free shipping if you spend like $100 or whatever. I think our website, you're going to pay $5 for shipping. So just keep that in mind. The price is a little different, but it's still under $200, guys, and you're getting beautiful camo carbon or titanium. You're getting all titanium accents. You're getting a really cool exposed liner lock system. You're getting S90V steel at a good heat treat. Kubi does a vacuum sealed cryogenic, whatever it's called, heat treat. And I've gotten really good feedback on it. And in my experience, it's been great. So, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. We love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.